Today, we're gonna learn what a cork is. As I just stated, we're about to learn what a cork is. But today you get a bonus, and that's an extra trick we're learning about, and it's called a bio, because they're pretty much the same thing. Corks and bios are both freestyle skiing and trampoline classics. Now what makes them so classic is that they are very different from any other sort of acrobatic style trick you're gonna be doing. What makes them so different is because rather than being a full flip rotation, where your feet come up over your head and back down underneath you, instead, you're just doing an off-axis spin. So what does an off-axis spin even mean? Let me give you an example. Here we're gonna see a 720-degree spin. It's gonna be an on-axis 720-degree spin. What this means is that throughout the entire trick, your axis does not change from your original axis of spin. Your head and feet are going to stay in the same position relative to each other throughout your 720-degree spin. What off-axis means is that during your trick, rather than staying on the original axis that you started on, your body is going to dip to an almost sideways axis, an axis that it did not start on, an off-axis rotation. By definition, a cork and a bio are off-axis spins. Now I hope you're thinking, well, what's the difference between a cork and a bio? In skiing, when you're hitting a jump, the jump will naturally kick you into a backwards rotation based on the angle of the jump. So if you spin off axis following the kick of the jump, it is called a cork. So if you spin off axis and you dip backwards off axis, it's called a cork. Exactly the opposite is a bio. When you fight against what the jump wants you to do, and rather than spinning backwards off axis, you spin forwards off axis, that is called a bio. Communicating both a cork and a bio is incredibly simple in the sport of freestyle skiing and trampoline. This is because rather than having to calculate any flip plus a spin, you're just calculating the spins, the degrees of rotation that you're spinning throughout the trick. So if you're doing a cork 360, you're doing a 360-degree spin where your body dips off axis. If you're doing a cork 720, you're doing a 720-degree spin where you dip off axis, so on and so forth. One very interesting thing about the cork is that it can look incredibly different depending on how many spin rotations you're doing throughout the trick. If you look at an example of a cork 360, which is a very stylish, slow rotating, lofty looking trick, versus a cork 1080, which is a very fast spinning, almost gymnastics looking trick, you'll see how incredibly different this one trick can look. Let's do a quick review. By definition, a cork and a bio are both off-axis spins. A cork is an off-axis spin where you dip backwards off-axis, whereas a bio is an off-axis spin where you dip forwards off-axis. You communicate corks and bios just by saying the amount of rotations you're doing throughout the trick, the amount of spin rotations. One quick thing I forgot while filming the cork and bio video is something called the D-spin. Now, a D-spin is a lot like a cork and a bio. They can look very similar. The big difference is that a D-spin is a backflip while spinning. So it looks a lot more like a gymnast aerialist style trick where you do a full flip where your feet come up over your head and back down under you while spinning the whole time. Whereas in a cork, you just dip off axis to an almost sideways axis. So that's the difference between a cork, a bio, and a D-spin, which is the more aerialist gymnastics style cork. Yeah. And that, my friends, is all you need to know about the cork and the bio spin on freestyle skis and trampoline. I hope this video helped out if there's any confusion about what a cork is. If you have any more questions, comments, or concerns about what a cork is or how it works, same with a bio, please just ask in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please give it a like, and if you like what we're doing, please subscribe to the channel because there will be more edits, tricks, tutorials, explanations coming your way quite soon. Hope all is well, be safe, and keep schwalpin'.